there's a lot of price action, there's a lot of movements, and if you learn how to capitalize on that with a small account, you can see crazy returns and you can actually become consistent at these. In today's trading world, you shouldn't be worried about capital because there are so many different ways to grow small accounts. Whether it's options, whether it's futures, there are so many ways to grow your small account, and the only way to do that is not with capital, but with improving your set of skills and being consistent and following your rules. That is the most important part of trading. Because with options, you're trading 100 shares per contract, and with futures, you can get funded accounts. For a couple $100, you can have access to $50,000 in trading power. So, capital should not be an issue. What you should be focusing on is becoming a better trader. Now, this includes improving your mental state. It is so important to not be an emotional trader, which I struggle with personally a lot, and so do 99% of traders. Being an emotional trader includes revenge trading, which is very difficult to overcome. Whenever you enter a trade, you should always have your take profit and your stop loss. And if you're strict with that, that is so important. Because I know a lot of traders that either don't set stop losses or they just keep on extending and extending and extending. And then they either blow accounts or they just lose all their capital. So it's really important to follow your stop loss, follow your take profits, and don't let your emotions get the best of you. Now, the easiest way that I overcome this is by not looking at the money. You have to stop looking at trading and looking at your gain or loss for the day. You can't do that. What you have to do is just look at the trade and not worry about the money. Once you start focusing on executing good trades, whether it's taking a loss or taking a win, a good trade doesn't always mean you make money. If you took a loss when you're supposed to, that is a good trade. You move on and you learn from them. Now, the way to prevent overtrading and the way to prevent taking so many losses is by only looking for A+ setups. So don't take too many trades. Set rules for yourself. Instead of taking 10 trades today, try to focus on taking 1 or 2 trades that can have really good RR, which is just risk to reward. So take A+ setups. Don't overtrade. When you take a loss, learn from it and just move on, because it already happened. So looking back at it being like, oh, I should have taken my profits, I would have made money, or oh, why didn't I sell earlier? You can't look at it that way. It already happened, so that next time you don't make that mistake. So once you stop over trading, and once you stop revenge trading, and once you stop using your emotions, you will become a better trader. See, I've been trading for a few years now, and it's been on and off, but recently I've really been focusing on just taking good trades and learning from every single trade that I make. I follow a lot of professional traders, and it's important to learn from every single trader. Every person has a different strategy. Every person has a different set of skills that you can learn from. You need to be a sponge if you're a trader. You need to constantly learn and adapt to the markets because they're changing. In the past month, the markets have had one of the biggest sell-offs I've ever seen. NASDAQ was down 6% in one day. I haven't seen numbers like that since COVID. So as a trader, you have to adapt, okay? Not everything's going to be green 24/7. We have been in a bull market for the past year and a half, and this past month or two has really shaken up some traders because everyone thought the markets were great, everyone thought the economy is great, and then all of a sudden, the market's corrected 10-15% in the past month. What is happening? You need to adapt to your circumstances so that the market doesn't bite you in the ass. Alright, so something else I want to talk about is revenge trading. Now, what is this? Whenever you have a bad day, it doesn't usually just consist of one bad trade. In my experience, bad days include multiple bad decisions that I've made, and this honestly applies to every area of your life. One bad thing can lead to 10 other bad things because of that first initial catalyst. So whenever I'm trading and I have one bad trade, that kind of throws your mental off. So you have to be prepared for that. Whenever you take a bad trade, you can't let it affect you. You can't let it make you force trades. You can't let one bad trade affect how you continue to trade the rest of the day. So if you have one bad trade, don't change your game plan. Don't increase your position sizing just because you take a bad trade. That is not how you make your money back, and that is not how you become a profitable and consistent trader. So whenever you're trading and you lose, do not increase your size. Keep it the same, and honestly, maybe even go smaller, because if you're having a bad day, the chances are you can make another mistake because you're not mentally there. So you have to just either close the computer, reevaluate tomorrow, or lower your position sizing and only take A+ setups. Now, this is difficult. It's a lot easier said than done, but there are a lot of traders that overcame this hardship. it is important to just move on from bad days and not compound your losses, because everyone wants to end green, but that's not realistic. You will have bad days. You will lose money in the markets, and you just have to accept that. You can't allow one bad day dictate how you trade the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the rest of the year, because bad days will come. You need to prepare for that. You need to take your losses, learn from them, and then improve. Because taking losses is one of the hardest parts of trading. Once you've conquered that, becoming profitable is so much easier. Not only that, but you're going to have a lot less stress with trading, because there's going to be stress in trading, and it's important to not let that overcome you. Stress is a killer, you know? It's going to hurt you in the long run, physically, mentally, and it's going to hurt your bank account if you're constantly stressing and making incorrect decisions while trading. The great thing about growing a small account is that the risk is so limited and the reward is so high. With a small account, you can actually let your trades plan out. There's a lot of price action, there's a lot of movements, and if you learn how to capitalize on that with a small account, you can see crazy returns and you can actually become consistent at these. So I recommend starting with a small account, especially if you're a new trader, or even if you're an experienced trader. You can open up a small account and really let your trades plan out. The beauty about a small account challenge is that you're limiting your risk and your upside potential is enormous, especially once you follow your set of rules and become consistent. Small accounts can turn into large accounts very fast. And then once you have a larger account with the same exact consistent rules that you've been trading with on a small account, you can make a lot of money, but this is only if you follow your rules and you don't look at the actual account size. Because once you look at the money, you start to trade with emotions. Because let's say on a small account, you're down $10, which is 10%. $10 doesn't really mean much to you. That's a big percentage. But on a large account, let's say you have a $10,000 account and you're down 10%, that's $1,000. Now $1,000, that's real money. When you see a negative $1,000 in your account, that can really mess with some people. For me, I've seen some really big numbers, and that's messed me up emotionally. And once you become an emotional trader, that's when everything goes south. So you need to treat a small account the same way as a large account. When you see minus 10%, that's a big loss. So you need to adapt to the account size. Make sure that you trade based on the percentages and not the actual money. That will always hurt you. That's hurt me in the past. For me, what's really hurt me is whenever I'm trading and, like, let's say instantly I go up 10% on a trade and I've invested $1,000. I instantly go up $100, $200 within a few minutes trading options. Sometimes I like to sell way too early, and that prohibits me from actually capitalizing on that big 100, 200, 300% move, where if I have a smaller account, I can actually let that account grow by hitting those really big trades. When you're trading with a smaller account, you can actually let your trade plan out. Me personally, my biggest struggle when I'm trading with larger capital is taking my winners off way too early and selling way too early. So I would chart and I would see a really good setup. I would take that trade and I would sell way too early, and I would watch that trade go up an extra 100, 200%. And I took profits at, let's say, 20, 30%. And I'm missing out on thousands and thousands of dollars because I'm looking at the money. I'm not looking at the trade. When you start trading with more money and you see those gains, those big gains, dollar-wise, not percent-wise, you start taking profits way too early. So I recommend trading with a smaller amount and allowing that trade to actually plan out and hit your take profit, which can be a much, much, much bigger amount with a smaller account than with a larger account. Because, for instance, I love trading QQQ and SPY, and they move a lot, especially in the past month. For NASDAQ, I like to trade intraday, around 10 o'clock, 10:30. Let the market settle down in the first hour of trading, and then I would like to enter my trades. And let's say I think that NASDAQ can move $3 in the green, okay, based off certain support, resistance, based off of price action, all that. So I predict that NASDAQ can go up $3. I'm in a trade. I go up, NASDAQ goes up $1. Let's say I'm up 20, 30% of my position. I sell. But I predicted it's going to go up $3. Why am I selling at $1? Because I'm already up $200, $300 on my larger account, and that prohibits me from actually capitalizing on those much bigger gains. With a smaller account, for that same exact trade, I most likely will let that trade plan out and go up $3 and make maybe 100, 200%, which is $200-300, but I'm risking a lot less with a smaller account. So with smaller accounts, there's a big benefit of letting your trades plan out, building up that set of rules that you should create for yourself, becoming consistent, overcome the emotions, overcome the amount of money you're trading with, because when you look at the money, you will not be successful. So yeah, I'm on this journey, and there's a lot of ups and downs with trading. So do not think that you're alone. Trading is very, very difficult, and I know a lot of personal friends that have been through hell with trading. So if you think that you are struggling, and if you think that you're going through a hard time, trust me, I've been there. My friends have been there. Do not let your emotions and do not let losses dictate how you will continue to trade, because that will ruin you as a trader. And if you're having a really bad experience with trading, lower your position size, make a smaller account, take a week off. It's really important to clear your head and to become aware of how the markets are, because the markets will screw you over eventually. You will lose. So you need to be able to handle those losses, improve, learn, and become better at it. That is basically it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a comment if you have any questions or if you want me to make a video about certain topics, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.